The fentanyl crisis is getting worse in our area, and now the illegal drugs are making their way through the mail more than ever before.
Today, the Brown County Sheriff outlined his idea to federally deputize one of his deputies to investigate when these drugs are shipped through the U.S. Postal Service.
Brittany Schmidt tells us why they need the U.S. Postal Services to support to pull it off.
Some quick-thinking restaurant employees in Maine helped Auburn police confiscate this suspected fentanyl, estimated to be more than $3 million worth of the dangerous drug. This man is now in police custody after a shipping container from Arizona arrived for him at a restaurant with 14 kilos of suspected fentanyl inside.
Officials say drug dealers using a legal mailing service to ship illegal drugs is nothing new, and it's happening all across the country, including right here in our area.
In 2022, approximately 60% of the Brown County Drug Task Force seizures of fentanyl was related to distribution through the United States Postal Service.
That's where Brown County Sheriff Todd Delane says the department needs more help. So he's offering up one of his deputies to be deputized by the federal agency to assist with investigations tied to illegal drugs shipped through the mail. In Brown County, Sheriff Delane already has deputized officers for the FBI, DEA, and U.S. Marshal's Office.
They have their normal job that they do every day, but they also assist with the federal government on their mission.
Sheriff Delane says the position would help with the interception of drug packages, allow for timely investigations, and give them the ability to go after the smaller seizure amounts still impacting communities.
As it stands now, if a United States Postal Service official identifies fentanyl or opioids in the mail system, they usually just dispose of it unless it's a massive shipment. That's good and keeps drugs out of the community, but it's missing a critical opportunity to get a bit upstream of the problem by going after the people who are illegally shipping or receiving these lethal drugs.
Delane says the quick access to more postal records and intelligence will help in that effort when his deputy intercepts a package.
The Postal Service will know how many packages similar to that were shipped to that same address or that person on that address. And we can find out, which we have in other investigations, that it's not just that one package, but over the past 24 months, it's been, let's say, 20 packages.
Sheriff Delane and Congressman Gallagher are sending a letter in support of this new approach to the U.S. Postal Service. It's something Sheriff Delane says he could implement rather quickly with approval. In Brown County, Brittany Schmidt, Action 2 News.